many of you called on the Lord this week? Ask God to fix it. Because things just weren't going your way. Ain't God all right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because you made it through. Ain't God all right?
Oh yes, sir.
Because everything is just fine. The thing that you thought was going to happen didn't happen at all. And I thank God for being a God who can solve all our problems. Amen. If you will, this morning, turn with me to the book of John, the 11th chapter and the 44th verse. John, the 11th chapter and the 44th verse. When you get it, say amen.
Amen.
John 11 and 44. John 11 and 44. The Bible reads as this: and he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto him, loose him and let him go. Amen.
Amen.
The word of God for the people of God. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, if there's something bothering you, tell it to stop. Look at your other neighbor. Say, neighbor, tell that thing, loose me, let me go. Put your hands on yourself. Say, self, whatever is binding me, loose me, let me go. Give God some praise. We use for a subject this morning, loose me, let me go. Loose me, let me go. There was a man named Jack. He was walking along a steep cliff. When he accidentally got too close to the edge, he fell. On the way down, there was a branch sticking out, so he reached out and he grabbed it. Temporarily, it stopped his fall. He looked down in horror and saw that the canyon floor was about 1,000 feet down. He couldn't hang on to the branch forever, and there was no way that he could climb back up the steep mountainside. So Jack began yelling for help, hoping that someone passing by would hear his cries, and they would lower a rope or something to help him get back on the side of the cliff. He cried, help! Help! Is anybody up there? Help! And he yelled for a long time, but no one heard him. He was about to give up when he heard a voice say, Jack, Jack, can you hear me? Jack immediately answered and he said, yes, I can hear you. I'm down here. He said, the voice said, I can see you, Jack. He said, all right, but who are you? He said, I am the Lord, Jack. I'm everywhere. Jack answered, the Lord? You mean God? God answered, that's me. God, please help me. I promise if you get me down from here, I'll stop sinning. I promise if you get me down from here, I'll be a really good person. Promise if you get me down, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. God said, easy on the promises. Jack, let's get you off from there. Then we can talk. He said, now here's what I want you to do. Listen very, very carefully. Jack said, I'll do anything, God. Just tell me what you want me to do. He said, Jack, I want you to let go. He said, what? Let go. Let go of this branch. He said, Jack, just trust me. Let go. There was a long silence. And finally, Jack yelled, help! Help! Is there anybody else up there? Jack didn't trust anybody, not even God himself. From this short story, from this joke, if we were to break it down, the main issue here is that there's something in Jack's mind that is keeping him from being rescued. Something is keeping him from trusting the voice of God. He's been hanging on for dear life for quite some time, and things are getting very uncomfortable, but Jack is still trapped in his own mind because he cannot trust God. This creates the problem. This creates the issue. This alone is the thing that is killing Jack, or that will be his demise. As for some of us today, some of us are in the very same predicament Jack himself was in. Some of us may not be hanging on to a physical cliff, but some of us are trapped in our own minds. And we can't seem to escape our mind. Not only that, but some of us are trapped and we know it. But we won't do anything to be rescued. Some of us, not only will we not do anything to be rescued, but some of us don't want to be rescued. We don't want that new idea. We don't want to get any higher. We don't want to understand. We don't want to go to the next level. We don't want to feel any better. We are fine right where we are. But the Bible says this. The Bible says this to us. The Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So in other words, we should not be satisfied right where we are, but we should constantly be renewing ourselves. Moreover, we should be getting better day by day. The mind is a powerful thing. That's why the first thing that the enemy tries to attack is your mind. He figures if he can get your mind, then he can control your body. And if we stop surface searching, we will understand that the body is connected to the spirit. In other words, the enemy, if he can control your mind, he can control every aspect of your being. In other words, mind, body, and spirit. If he gets your mind, he gets your body, and the ultimate end result is that he has your soul. And some of us has already let the enemy inside of our minds. He is pulling us away from what God is trying to do and what God is trying to give us. The enemy has a hold on some of us, and we just need to tell him, in the name of Jesus, let go and loose me. For you have no power over me. Let go, loose me. For God is my protection. Let go and loose me. By the power of God, I am set free. Let go and loose me. Here in this text, we find some physical dynamics which apply to us in a spiritual manner. we find in the text that Lazarus was sick. Next, Martha and Mary called to Jesus, who did not move until the second day. Lazarus was dead, and it was a custom during this time to wrap the body and bind the body in grave clothes and bandages and bury them in the grave, which is a tomb. When Martha and Mary heard Jesus was there, they went to him. Jesus then wept. Jesus then called to Lazarus at the gravesite. Lazarus came out with his grave clothes on. And when Jesus saw him, he said, "Loose him and let him go." Amen. 7 points today. I know we're used to 3 points, but some things need to be talked about in detail. I said 7 points, but there's 7 short points. How about that? Somebody told me today when I told them I had 7 points, they said, "Oh, you being extra today." And I told them, sometime when you're speaking to God's people, it calls for you to be extra sometime. Number one, some are sick. Some of us are sick today. The Bible says that Lazarus was sick. And that was in the physical state, but in the spiritual state, some of us are sick today. Some of us have what we call a spiritual cold. All of the symptoms of it getting worse are there. We're sneezing and we're coughing and our eyes are watering and they are itching. We're nauseous in our stomach. Some of us are weak. We are sick in our spirit. But there is some good news about being sick. For every illness, every issue, everything that is wrong with us, there is a remedy because we have a doctor who knows how to fix your ailment. The issue here of us being sick is if you want to get well, you have the ability to do so. Amen. You don't have to be sick. Some of us enjoy being sick. Some of us enjoy lying on one another. There's that cough. Some of us enjoy backstabbing people. There's that sneeze. Some of us enjoy talking about things that we know nothing about in order to get somebody else in trouble. There's my nauseousness. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to be sick. I want to be healed from my ailment. Number 2, call to Jesus. Now, if you are sick, the only thing that you have to do is call to Jesus. Now, if you don't know who Jesus is, I heard somebody say that he was the doctor in the sick room. How many of you know that today? That if you have a cold, that if you have an illness, that if you have an issue, all you got to do is call on Dr. Jesus. Some people said not only is he a doctor, but he's a lawyer. Not only is he a lawyer, but he's a bridge over troubled water. Not only is he a bridge over troubled water, he's a battle axe in the time of war. This Jesus that we're talking about can fix whatever problem that you have. Number 3, some of us are dead. In our spirit, some of us have already died. Some of us are dying, and some of us have been dead for a long time. What I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you, that in your spirit, if there is no hallelujah there, then you are dead. In your spirit, if there's no thank you, Jesus, then you are dead. In your spirit, if there's no time that you're able to celebrate and uplift name of Jesus, then you are dead. I don't know about you, but just because you're dead doesn't mean that Jesus can't raise you back up. What I'm telling you today, that if you know that you are dead, then you can still go to Jesus, who has been raising people from the dead ever since he began his ministry. And if he did it for them, he can do it for you. He can put a hallelujah in your voice. He can put a praise in your song. He can put a two-step in your dance. God is able to do whatever you want him to. Number 4, some people are speaking up for you. In other words, what I'm telling you today is that somebody is praying for you. There is somebody who's standing in the gap. There is somebody today who is going to God on your behalf. There is somebody who don't care if you don't want them to go. They're going to go anyhow. You probably got a cousin who's in the sick room right now who needs God to come down and deliver them from whatever they're going through, and they didn't even call you and ask you for prayer, but you know that they need prayer. Therefore, you go to your secret closet, fall down on your knees, and you begin to stand in the gap for them, because right now they're not even able to speak the name of Jesus. Right now their mouths have been closed. Right now their eyes are shut. Right now they're not aware of what's going on around them. But because of who you are, you give God the glory. Because of who you are, you give God the praise. Because of who you are, you stand in the gap and you tell God, save them right now in the name of Jesus. Number 5, Jesus loves you. How many of you know that?
Amen.
Jesus loves you. I heard the kids sing when I was growing up, Jesus loves me, this I know, cause the Bible tells me so. Little one who hears me low, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. Ain't no need to discuss nothing further about that, because if you don't know that Jesus loves you, then there's something wrong. He touched you with a finger of love this morning. He woke you up this morning. He started you on your way this morning. He allowed you to clothe in your right mind this morning. He gave you a reasonable portion of health and strength this morning. He's given you some fresh air to breathe this morning. He allowed you to get here without any hurt, harm, or danger this morning. We're living in perilous time, but God is still looking out for you and for me. Jesus loves you. Yes, I know. Number 6, Jesus is calling your name. Have you ever been somewhere and you heard somebody calling your name and you look around but ain't nobody there? You ever been somewhere and somebody called your name? You tap somebody on the shoulder, they say, you called me? They say, boy, I ain't thinking about you. You ever been somewhere and in the distance you heard somebody calling your name? I'm telling you, sometimes you need to answer. Sometimes Jesus is calling you to see if you will answer to your name, if you will answer to the call of your duty. Jesus has called some of us to be preachers. He's called some of us to be teachers. He's called some of us to sing songs of Zion. He calls some of us to play instruments. He calls some of us to stand at the door. He calls some of us just to praise him like nobody else will praise him. What I'm asking you today is, what did Jesus call you to do? He's called each and every one of us. Everybody got something to answer to. Did you stand up and did you answer to your name? Did you stand up? Did you answer to your call? Did you stand up? And are you in the right place right now? Number 7. Come out of your grave. Some of us, we've been buried after we died. Ain't nobody been talking to us. Ain't nobody been looking at us. ain't nobody been paying no attention to us. That's because on the inside of our spirits we have totally died. When church is over, some of us, we don't fellowship. We just get up and leave. When church is over, some of us know we got issues that need to be dealt with, but we don't want nobody to know about our situations. Some of us are in a place where we don't need to be. Some of us are in a place where we don't want to be. Some of us have on grave clothes and we are binded in the name of Jesus. I'm telling you right now that you ought to come out of your grave. Jesus has already called your name. He's waiting for you to walk to the entrance of your tomb. And at the entrance of your tomb, I can imagine Jesus when he sees you. He tells your grave clothes, loose him and set him free. Loose her and set her free. All you got to do is stand at the doorway while Jesus is calling your name, and he will tell your things that's holding you down. He will tell the things that's holding you back. Loose him and set them free. Sometimes you're going to have to speak to your own situation. Sometimes you're going to have to say something for yourself. You can't sit there with your mouth closed knowing that there is something that you need. If you are feeling sick, tell the spirit of sickness, loose me, let me go. If you're feeling depressed, tell that spirit of depression, loose me and let me go. If you're feeling held back, tell that spirit of bindedness, loose me, let me go. If you're feeling doubt in your mind, tell the spirit of doubt, loose me, let me go. If you got any fear in your heart, tell the spirit of fear, loose me, let me go. If you're attacked by the enemy, tell the enemy, in the name of Jesus, loose me, let me go. You're being attacked. Tell him to loose you. Let you go. You're keeping me from my greatness. Loose me. Let me go. You're keeping me from my blessings. Loose me. Let me go. You're keeping me from my spiritual promotion in this physical plane. Loose me. Let me go. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being held back. Tired of people telling me I'm not good enough when they don't even know who I am. Tired of people telling me you don't qualify and they don't even know about my credentials. Tired of dumbing myself down so that he can be smarter than me and look better. Loose me. Let me go. God has got something greater for each and every one of us. But you got to speak these things into your life. You got to speak to the spiritual plane. You got to tell the spiritual plane that there are some things that's keeping me from my greatness. In the name of Jesus, I want to be set free. How many of you want to be set free today? Let us stand all over the sanctuary. Somebody here today who is in desperate need and they're not saying anything. Spiritually, they don't have a praise. Spiritually, they are hurt to the core. Spiritually, they are looking for some answers to their problems. God today is saying to you, here am I. I'm extending my hand to you. Why don't you come? You've been out of the ark of safety for a long time. You hadn't reached out to God because of some incident that had taken place in your life. But God right now is standing at the cave door, at the tomb, and he's saying, come out. come out. And as you stand to the front of the tomb, he's telling those grave clothes to come on. Loose him. Loose him. Loose her. Let them go. Maybe someone today who's out of the ark of safety. Maybe someone who wants to be baptized. Maybe someone who's looking for a church home. We ask that you come now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Come now while yet the blood is still running warm in your vein. You're still alive. There's still time to be saved. There's still time to be rescued. Will there be one of us today that just wants to give their heart to the Master? Someone who's crying out, I yield, I can't hold out much longer. Someone who wants to be saved. We ask that you come now. If you're afraid to come by yourself, grab somebody by the hand and walk with them. There may be someone who's been praying for a long time and you feel like your prayers aren't being answered. We ask that you come now. Will there be one today? You don't have to be embarrassed. Will there be one today? Everybody grab your neighbor. Look at him. Tell him I love you. Look at your other neighbor. Say, neighbor, I love you too. And there is nothing that you can do about it. If you need me, call me. I'll be there. I will be a shoulder. I will have a listening ear. And if I have anything to give, it's yours. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Give God some praise.